Hey y'all, and welcome back to another review. Hold on, let me turn this game down. Hey y'all, welcome back to another review of Life Chess for the Bold and Beautiful. I was about to say April, y'all. May 1st, 2025. May 1st, 2025, y'all. So on today's episode, they back with the Liam storyline. Finn, Liam, and Steffi was all talking about him living there temporarily or whatever. And they was just making him comfortable and stuff like that. And Steffi actually was telling him on today's episode that he need to tell Hope the truth. And he was like, no, I still, think the same thing or want the same thing. I don't want y'all to say anything to anybody. And I still don't understand. I still don't understand at this point. I said, okay, how long are they going to delay this? But Hope can tell something's off. She came there, y'all. She came there on today's episode. But yeah, Stephanie was just telling him that he needs to tell Hope the truth or whatever. And he still don't want nobody to know. He was checking to make sure that they haven't told the kids either. But Hope actually ends up calling him to ask something about Beth having a sleepover on one of his days, and she wanted to make sure it's okay, and she wanted to talk to him about it. And he was like, actually, I'm at Steffi's place or whatever. I'm at Steffi's place because what he said he was at her place because of plumbing. He said he was at her place because of plumbing or something like that. And so she ends up coming over there. He was trying to stop her, but she hung up the phone. So she came or whatever, and she was looking all suspicious. I was like, right, right. But he was like, technically, I'm not staying with them. I'm staying in the guest house. I said, same thing, same thing. But then Stephanie and Finn left to get on privacy or whatever. I was hoping that after she said what's really going on or asked what was really going on, that he was gonna tell her. But he didn't tell her, y'all. He started deflecting or whatever. He started asking her how's she doing and how's her life, how's things with Carter. And she was just confiding in him about Carter and how, she thought that he would walk out with her stuff. Same old storyline. But then he was like, she revealed that Carter has been texting her and stuff like that. And he was like, text him back or whatever, because, you need to love who loves you and all this other stuff. And he was just saying how he knows that Carter loves her. And did she ever text him back? I can't remember. She actually picked up the phone because he had just texted her while she was there at Stephen's place or whatever. But yeah, I was like, he need to just tell the truth. Hold on. Finn and Stephanie end up going back to the hospital, and they were just talking about Liam. It's revealed that they want him or need him to come back in for testing, but he won't. He won't. I don't know. Do y'all think once he goes back in for testing, they're gonna realize, oh, you know what, we messed up. It's not you not actually dying or what? Let me know down below. Carter Ridge, Electra Wheel. Did I say that twice? No. Carter Ridge, Electra Wheel. They always just talking about the success of the jury line, and Ridge was congratulating excuse me, was congratulating and Electra and everything. Then they end up leaving, and that's when Rich was trying to talk to Carter, and he was just zoned out. So he started to talk about Hope again. I said, "You on thin ice, buddy?" I said, "You on thin ice? Say yourself." I said, "Say yourself." He started telling Ridge it's hard to be there without Hope, and he was like he loved her and the love they had. He never had nothing like that, and he just stood trying to talk to Ridge and tell him, it was my idea and you forgave me. Why won't you forgive her? He said the difference is you actually came, you did what was right by returning the company, and not only that, you know, excuse me, you did what was right by returning. Lord have mercy. Hold on. You did what was right by returning the company, and you apologized. Hope hasn't done any of that. I said, right. Do y'all think we actually gonna see her go apologize for her actions? Hopefully. So I hope not only that, like I said on yesterday's review, I hope also that they acknowledge that, Steffi fired her for something that she didn't do. Look, I said the way to solve this is nobody sit up here and get in their lingerie unless you one of those models or something like that and you working on the doggone design or something like that. That's the way to solve that. Cause they really all be doing the same thing. They really do. But yeah, he kept talking to Ridge about it, and he was like, "Is there any way that she could get her job back or whatever?" He was saying how he hate Ridge. He don't hate Ridge. He hate how they're sitting up here blaming her or whatever when it's his idea or it was his idea. And he was like, "Do you think you could talk to Steffi or whatever?" And I don't know. Did he end up agreeing to it? I don't know if he ended up agreeing to it or not, y'all. But cause they was talking about how he said, or he gave his word, him and Eric gave their word that they was going to, keep Hope on or whatever. And he was like, he should have never made that decision without Steffi. I said, but she done made plenty of decisions without them. But yeah, Hope gonna come back. She definitely gonna come back. I thought they said they was gonna do a storyline where she was working at El Jardino, but apparently not. Apparently not. We already talked about Hope and Liam. Will Electra, he was just talking to, he's the same thing. We know what he want. We know what he want. He was telling her about, the success of the jury line and stuff like that. But like I said, nothing happened on today's episode per usual. Hold on. I just got a notification on Instagram. Hold on. Yeah, nothing happened. I think when they was at the hospital, Stephanie and Finn, they was talking about the test one. I already said that part. And she was just saying how she hates this for Liam and stuff like that, and they just hoping for a miracle. And I feel like they're gonna give him a miracle. I have been seeing people talk about him Scott returning to General Hospital again. They putting out articles and stuff like that, y'all, about it. Now I don't know if it's true, but we'll see. But yeah, nothing happened. Hold on. Carter Ridge lecture. We talked about that. Stephanie tells Liam that Hope needs to know. Liam still don't want anybody to know. Liam got to have more tests. Hope said, yeah, that's it. That's all. Nothing happened on today's episode, y'all. I'm about to get ready to watch General Hospital. Then I'm gonna do that review. But let me know y'all thoughts down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, this is her girls with NBC.